every minute of every game, the goalkeeper. Produced some spectacular saves as well. He's maybe just short, physically, literally short of being a top class goalkeeper. He's among the smaller keepers that you'll see. Not very physically imposing, but his shot stopping is up there with the best of them. Munir finding Barragan. Catching him from behind. Free kick for Elche. Barragan getting goal side and then just doing that trick of slowing down to make sure there was some contact. Gabadia then getting his hands on the ball as he sets it down for the free kick. Header away from Rekic, picked up by Marcone, and now Tete Morente. Had a bright start on the right wing. Back to Verdu. Actually, it was Dani Calvo, whose control just got away from him, so he had to hurry onto the loose ball, and at that point was happy to put it anywhere. Gureli. Sergi Gomez and now Rekic. Rakitic and now Gureli. Finding it tough to work their way forward here, Sevilla. Very few options here for Rekic, for example. He just squares it to Gureli. So we passed the 20-minute mark with no goals, but Elche have been the better side so far. Now there's a ball through, a little more ambitious from Papu Gomez, giving Luuk de Jong something to chase, but he was not really anywhere near it, and a slight look of exasperation there from Julen Lopetegui. His team's phases of possession are breaking down a little too easily without really threatening Elche at the moment. We're seeing much more progressive play from the home side. Here's some more as Fidel and Boye combine. Now Josema making a very forceful run from left back. Ball comes in, it's behind Carrillo, cleared away before it reaches Tete Morente. Barragan to Morente now. Back to Barragan. That's a nice turn by Fidel, who's then brought down by Papu Gomez. As he was turning into some space. More good progressive play from Elche, who've looked more convincing in these opening stages and maybe more convinced as well of what they're trying to do and how they're trying to do it. Sevilla have been on the back foot as they are now for this set piece. Probably be the left foot of Fidel, it is. Headed away by De Jong. Munir going down and getting the free kick initially. Raul Guti thought he might have got away with the challenge, but then the whistle is blown by the referee Valentin Pizarro Gomez. We've seen precious little of either Munir or, on the other side, Lucas Ocampos so far. Ocampos always a fiery player, and he'll be playing with even more of a spark today, you can be sure, after his penalty miss proved so costly in the cup in midweek. Be very eager to put that right with a winning goal today. But it's Elche coming forward again now. Boye gets in the cross that is deflected across the face of goal and only needed a touch that could not be applied. Barragan's delivery this time. That bounced almost down to Fidel, but Sevilla leaving very dangerously, and more threat for them now as Fidel sends in the cross. Carrillo's header cleared away by, I think, Rekic got the clearance. It probably would have been saved by Vashlik as well, but more threat, and here they come again. This time Barragan going down right on the edge of the area. He's not getting the free kick, though it did look a little theatrical the way he went down. But there is a foul by Morente now on Luuk de Jong, which will come as some relief to Sevilla, because they've been under the cosh here for 15 minutes or so, and no more so than the last couple of minutes. This was Barragan. Didn't seem to be too much in that, but there was very nearly a lot in this. The deflected cross, two players flying in, and then the header from Carrillo that was cleared by Rekic, which was the first effort on goal that we've seen in this game, but it was by no means the first time that Elche have threatened. They've got several dangerous crosses into the Sevilla penalty area, and the visitors probably fortunate that none of them have resulted in a final touch being applied. That's cheaply given away by Rakitic. Brought forward now by Josema. Fidel sneaks through two defenders, can't get past the third. Raul Guti can't win the loose ball, so Papu Gomez now feeds the run down the right of Navas, and then there's a late challenge on Ocampos. Hefty collision between him and Calvo, and he was both on the floor, and leaves Sevilla with a free kick in a promising position. Clearly a late challenge by Calvo. Ocampos just got there first and was then bundled over. And so, really, after 25 minutes, this is the first chance for Sevilla to put Elche under meaningful pressure. This set piece. And they work Edgar Badia for the first time in this game. Would favour a left-footed delivery. And it is driven in and deflected just behind for the corner. Escudero, who fizzed it in with real power, but the defensive touch at the near post was a good one from Carrillo. That quite possibly could have been going in, or certainly would have worked Badia very hard. Good header away, but it is a corner. Referee's seen some pushing around the edge of the area. 6 players in a huddle. Of the 3 Sevilla players, Gomez, De Jong and Rekic, all trying to stay close together so they can't be marked. And then there'll be movement as the run-up comes from Escudero. Near post flick on. It is a dangerous one from Rakitic, but no one there to touch it home. Comes across to Munir. And Navas back to Gudeli. Papu Gomez calling for the square pass. Here he is now. 4 in the box still, and Edgar Badia comes off his line well and gathers safely enough. And that was the first time that Sevilla have been able to exert any sustained pressure in this game. Something for them to build on, they hope, as it's been very much a below par performance until then. Sergi Gomez. Rakitic on to Rekic. Papu Gomez with the flick, doesn't find Luuk de Jong though. Gudeli flying in to win it. And now a bit of space for Papu Gomez. Well challenged though. Morente helping out Barragan, tracking back. They were appealing for the throw-in, those two Elche players, that it came off Gomez, but the decision goes Sevilla's way. Escudero to Ocampos, who's switched wings with Munir for the moment. Ocampos over on the left, Munir far side as we look. Gudeli. Sergi Gomez, Munir. Good challenge from Josema. Quickly won back though. Navas took a bit of a kick there, but he seems to be okay as the ball comes his way. Got a better 5 minutes from Sevilla. They're taking control of the contest, really for the first time that they've forced Elche into their own half for a sustained period. Elche getting everyone behind the ball as Sevilla try to work an opening. Gudeli. Navas tries to spin away from Josema. Elche keeping their discipline well. Sevilla being patient. Now Munir dropping a little deeper. Well, this is maybe more the pattern of play that we would have expected from the beginning as we reach the half-hour mark at the Martínez Valero. For the first time, Sevilla have got hold of this contest as Rakitic finds De Jong. Now Ocampos with the curler that he hit with power but not with direction, and harmlessly behind. But that was much better from Sevilla. There was very long spell of possession, their longest of the game, but importantly it resulted in penetration as well. This was the earlier free kick whipped in by Escudero. May well have been going in, or at least forcing Edgar Badilla into action before being flicked away by Carrillo. It is goalless still, but Sevilla growing into the game after a really slow first 20 minutes or so. Guido Carrillo controls, goes back to Edgar Badilla. Escudero wins the throw-in for Sevilla, who really are in the middle of a high-profile run of games. They had those two meetings with Barcelona, as well as the Champions League ties against Borussia Dortmund, and then their next league game happens to be next Sunday night, none other than El Gran Derby, the visit of Real Betis. So it's one big game after another at the moment for Sevilla. Betis absolutely flying at the moment. Great run of results for Manuel Pellegrini's men. 3 in a row. They're up into 6th place now. Still 9 points behind Sevilla. But depending on what happens this weekend, of course, they could be the team with all the impetus heading into that derby next weekend. Papu Gomez clipped over the top for Munir, who looks offside. Play going on as Munir goes down, and no flag in the end came. Would have been looked at, of course, but Elche can break with space for Raul Guti. Helped on to Carrillo. Support from Fidel, 4 in the middle. Cross deflected behind for a corner. So a swift transition there from Elche. Here's the run of Munir. Oh, he probably was on, you know, that left leg of Verdu playing him on. don't think there's a penalty there. It certainly wasn't given as the cross comes in. And here's a chance falling to Raul Guti, who side foots it wide. One of the clearest opportunities we've had today, as the corner was only half cleared. The header away by Sergi Gomez fell really invitingly for Raul Guti, but he mishit it really. Good couple of yards wide. Here's that incident in the box for Munir. No, certainly not a penalty. There was probably contact from the arm of Verdu, but really that was just the defender getting goal side and having better body position as the ball came forward. And if anything, Munir ran into him. So quite right, no penalty was given. You see Elche's attacking zones very well balanced. 4 through the middle, 4 down the right, 3 down the left. Free kick given here against Tete Morente. Sevilla have had a lot more possession as we would expect, but they haven't done as much with it as Elche so far. The only chance that Sevilla have created in open play was that off-target shot from Ocampos from the edge of the box. Now they're settling into another spell of possession on halfway. They'll try to work their way forward gradually. Escudero has it now. Goes more direct with the cross, so it's easy for Badia, who declines the quick throw out. 10 minutes to play in the opening period. A game with a lot of significance at the bottom and the top. There's a late challenge here by Escudero. He'll be slightly fortunate to avoid a yellow card for that challenge on Barragan. Just a word from Valentin Pizarro Gomez. You know what Fidel's asking. Where's the yellow card for that high foot? Barragan caught on the arm. Free kick played forward, away by Rekic. Raul Guti can't pick it up. Helped on well by Munir, and now the counter is on. For the first time, really, Navas can come forward. Papu Gomez ahead of him. Rakitic making a run into the box, but that's wasteful from Navas. Maybe caught in two minds as to whether to slide the ball on to Papu Gomez or send in the cross, and then he took a heavy touch. Elche were able to clear, but back they come now. Papu Gomez looking for Ocampos. Cosema up to Boye. Nicely done for Carrillo, who does really well. Opens it up for Fidel. Slid forward for Boye, asking quite a lot of him. Rekic in position and goes down to win the free kick. Boye just catching him, but he wasn't helped there, Boye, by the pass from Fidel. The angle on the pass really made him second favourite to get there ahead of Rekic. Couple of reminders have been served by Elche, that although Sevilla have got more control over the game now, Elche still playing with attacking intent. Fidel and Boye helping it on, doesn't reach Carrillo as Gomez finds Munir, and now Navas. Munir looks for Ocampos. Laid off for Gomez. This is better. Rakitic with the flick that almost reached De Jong until it took a defensive touch and runs through. Lopetegui, a mixture of encouragement and admonishment from the visiting coach. He liked the approach play, but maybe wanted a bit more directness when they got around the penalty area. Goes long beyond Carrillo, who made a strong challenge on Rekic to win the throw-in. Good turn by Boyer to find Raul Guti. Closed down by Rakitic. He goes back to Verdu. Angled ball is won by Sevilla, and Gomez now, who's becoming more of a protagonist. We're starting to see more of him on the ball, and we're starting to see more of Navas coming forward as well, and they're both good signs for Sevilla. Gomez and Rakitic have just swapped positions at the moment, as have Munir and Ocampos. Rakitic left side of midfield, Gomez on the right. As it goes over the top for De Jong, who might want to shepherd this out for a corner, but as he went down, the ball ran into his feet and goes behind for the goal kick. But I think he was wanting to shepherd that out after it took a defensive touch there. There was the intervention of Verdu. Not sure De Jong needed to go down there. There wasn't much of a touch from Calvo. It was a bit of a touch, but not enough to send a 6'4", whatever he is, striker tumbling over like that. No way he was going to win a penalty for that kind of challenge, and he ended up conceding a goal kick as well. As Fidel gets the free kick into the final 5 minutes of the opening period, and Elche have so far given as good as they have taken. They are very much in this game, obviously shown by the scoreline, but also by the pattern of play. Elche have more than matched Sevilla so far. Sent long by Badia. Headed by Sergio Gomez, but Boyer is first to the loose ball. Gudeli can't win it as it's played over by Fidel. And here's Tete Morente. Barragan on the overlap. Cross towards the far post is a decent one. Boyer attacking it, but he can only get a glancing touch. And I think he's been penalised as well for a bit of a push in the back. And the disappointing thing for Fran Escribá is that Elche have got so many good balls into the box, but they've not converted any of them. That was another promising attack that could easily have led to the opening goal, but they've just not quite had the accuracy with the crossing. They've had the best two chances of the game. The header for Carrillo and the shot for Raul Guti. And that often is what makes the lower teams suffer. They're down there because they don't take their chances often. You don't get too many chances to beat a team of Sevilla's quality. And Elche's in this first half haven't been taken, as Rakitic sweeps a good-looking ball to Navas, but just overhit it, and the captain couldn't control. A fairly so-so half from Sevilla. Could have been a lot worse, of course, and they'll be pleased if it stays this way to get through to the break with a clean sheet as they look to bounce back from their enormously disappointing week and restore some optimism ahead of another huge week. Games against Borussia Dortmund and Real Betis coming up. They haven't played particularly well, but they are on level terms at least. Campos sprinting to try and get onto this crossfield ball. Barragan does well to win the throw-in for his side. Been a steady performance from the veteran Antonio Barragan. What a good career he's had. Started out with Liverpool as a teenager, and came back to Spain and spent most of his career in his native country. Had a couple of years with Middlesbrough, but mostly with Valencia. That's where he had 5 years, more latterly with Betis before joining Elche for this season. He's been close to an ever-present in the right-back position. Good, experienced performer, Barragan. Now, Gomez into the last minute of normal time, the end of the first half, still looking for a breakthrough, and it's Sevilla who are looking to do so as they build up from the back again. Gudeli. Papu Gomez can retreat to pick it up and now turn towards goal. Rakitic for Navas, rather hopefully lofted forward, and Calvo makes an authoritative intervention. And then Fidel, who felt he was fouled, made sure that the play didn't continue by committing the foul. He was frustrated not to have the whistle when he lost the ball. Made sure that Munir didn't advance. See the challenge here. This was a case of you're not getting past me. Sevilla can't make anything of the free kick, which rather sums up their first half. It's been pretty disappointing from Julen Lopetegui's men, who are probably somewhat fortunate to be on level terms. Elche have played with good intent. They've got forward well, particularly down the flanks, and delivered some dangerous balls into the Sevilla area, but they haven't been able to find the finishing touch. But promising signs for the home side, who will look to maintain that level of performance in the second half and just add to it with a bit more of a clinical touch in front of goal. Sevilla, well, they'll look to improve across the field, and an interesting half-time awaiting Julen Lopetegui, who has a lot of options on the bench. We'll see if he chooses to take any of them as we reach the break at the Martínez Valero. Elche 0, Sevilla 0.
Live a season without a script, improvised by protagonists who rehearse non-stop. It's not fiction, it's not a thriller, it's something much bigger. And after 90 seasons, the excitement is still intact in La Liga Santander and La Liga Smart Bank. It's not football, it's La Liga.
Welcome back to the Estadio Martínez Valero. We're ready for the second half of this contest, which is tied at the break. Elche 0, Sevilla 0. The visiting players out there already, and in fact it's been interesting to see Lucas Ocampos, who started the game, was out there for the last 5 minutes or so on his own, warming up with the substitutes. Maybe he's got some kind of knock that he wanted to test out, or maybe he just felt he hadn't got enough touches of the ball in the first half to feel involved, so he wanted to get some touches. But either way, Ocampos was out there way earlier than his teammates, who have headed out onto the field a couple of minutes before Elche as well. So we're waiting for the home players before we recommence. Sevilla coming into this game on 48 points in 4th place, 6 above Real Sociedad, and you'd think that would probably be the ambition now for Sevilla. It's unlikely that, very unlikely that they can force their way back into the title race. 10 points behind Atletico Madrid now. But 6 points ahead of Real Sociedad. By no means automatic that they get a finish in the top 4. La Real in good form at the moment. They have a home game against Levante tomorrow. As for Elche, well, there's teams down at the bottom picking up points. Osasuna won last week. Real Valladolid won earlier today. Big win for them over Getafe. Valencia, who have been down there not so long ago, won 2 of their last 3, including a dramatic one last night, coming from behind to beat their near neighbours Villarreal. So there are teams down at the bottom who are winning. Huesca got one as well to climb within 1 point now of bottom, of climbing off the bottom. Now, if Elche can win this game, they will jump to 24 points above Eibar and Alaves and Huesca to move out of the bottom 3. So that's their challenge, and immediately they're on the front foot as the second half gets underway. Cross from Josema is a little deep, picked up by Morente, who now gets it back from Barragan. Challenge from Munir. Sends it out for the throw-in. Elche quickly on the front foot as we get into the second half. No changes at the break, so Ocampos is okay. Very unusual to see a player who started the game spend about 5 minutes out there just going through what looked like a warm-up session for a substitute. Has been out, of course, for a few weeks, so maybe just not wanting to go cold as the throw-in is flicked on harmlessly to Vashlik, and there's a block that you're not allowed to make. That's going to earn a yellow card for Boyer. As he stuck his foot out in front of Vashlik, and the reason that's not allowed is because it can be dangerous. Here he was far enough away from Vashlik to not cause a problem, but you can see how very easily he could catch the keeper in the follow-through. So that's why players are not allowed to charge down goalkeepers kicking out. And Boyer becomes the second player in the notebook, joining his teammate Ivan Marcone. So Sevilla's first possession of the second half. Trying to work their way out from the back. We'll see if there's any more urgency about their play in this second period. It was largely rather leisurely from Julian Lopetegui's men in that opening period. That's under hit ball from Escudero. And now a chance to break for Morente. Inside looking for Fidel, just beyond him. Navas making the intervention. Papa Gomez heads down, but straight to Marcone. Laid off for Boyer. He can't find Josema. Navas again. And now Gudeli. And now Rakitic with a bit of space. Turns back to find Gomez, and now the two Gomezes combine. Sergi to Papu. And Navas onto Ocampos. Back for his captain, who I don't remember sending a ball into the box yet today, which is very unusual for Jesus Navas. Combining here with Ocampos. Gudeli for Rekic as they work it over to the left, back inside for Rakitic. Seeking out Ocampos once more. Now he will drive inside, looking to make the powerful run. Goes down as he looks to run around Fidel, and the referee not interested. Goal kick awarded. And Ocampos seems to accept that. Forward from Calvo. Carrillo touches it down, and then Marcone forward for Boyer. Fidel. Back to Marcone. Josema Sanchez. Risky pass from Marcone. Munir can't intercept, and Escudero can't gather it cleanly either. Raul Guti for Calvo. Flicked inside by Fidel, and Raul Guti will continue the run. Now Fidel looking cross-field. That is easily gathered by Escudero. Munir running ahead of him. Rakitic alongside him. Escudero takes it on, finds Munir. Deflection there, and Badia having to tip it behind for the corner. That was a bit more direct from Sevilla, a little bit more vertical rather than working their way forward patiently. When Escudero got it here, he was full of direct intent, running straight towards goal, finding Munir, who was just onside, and then the deflection off Barragan forced Badia to tip it behind. So corner taken short quickly. Papu Gomez twisting and turning back now for the cross, flicked on by Sergi Gomez. Rakitic has taken it off the field there, I think, and so do the officials think that, because the goal kick is given. Disappointing there from Rakitic, as he was onside and just heavy with the touch. Hasn't really hit the heights yet with Sevilla that many people expected him to when he rejoined the club in the summer. It's been a steady season, but not spectacular from Rakitic. Maybe that's expecting a bit too much out of a 32-year-old to be more than steady. There's a feeling that there could be more to come from him. He's penalised for the high foot here on Boyer. We saw some of the Elche substitutes warming up. The bench includes today, as it has all season, the icon of the club, the veteran forward Nino, the oldest player in La Liga, the oldest outfield player at the age of 40. He's their most used substitute this season. He's come on 11 times without scoring yet. It'll be immense celebrations if he does get a goal this season. He's such a popular figure. Maybe today will be the day. For now, it's Barragan coming down the right to find Morente. Cross is a good one, and just beyond Carrillo. Vashlik able to gather. Now a bit of space for Gomez. Ocampos making the run, trying to get him behind the defence. It goes short to Rakitic, and now Gudeli. Escudero inside for Papu Gomez. Takes on the shot that he just drags wide. Didn't hit it cleanly. There is a sense that Sevilla are starting to find their way forward more easily, starting to get to the edge of the penalty area a bit more quickly, and therefore finding a bit more space. Looks like we're going to have changes, as we saw Joan Jordan getting ready to come on. Also Oliver Torres there, and I think Marcos Acuna as well. So it looks like it's going to be a triple change from Julian Lopetegui. Really rotating his squad for this game. 9 changes from the side that started at Barcelona in midweek. Now it's given away cheaply by Sergi Gomez. Boyer looking to turn, but well challenged by Gudeli, who prevented the shooting chance there for Boyer. Maybe the Argentine could have taken it on more quickly rather than looking to turn away from Gudeli. Could have hit it as he turned goalwards, but wanted to work himself into a better opening. Gudeli did well. Rekic for Escudero. Escudero probably will be coming off in a minute. If Acuna is coming on, that would be the obvious swap. We do see Acuna and Oliver Torres preparing themselves. A heavy touch, and now it's a real chance for Boye. Can he finish? No, he can't, because Vashlik saving with his right foot, sparing the blushes of Kudeli, who helped rescue Sevilla a few seconds earlier, but there it was his poor touch there, letting it get away from him. He couldn't foul Boye as well, which I think he was trying to. So a forward race towards goal, but his shot was too close to Vashlik. Another opportunity going begging. Tete Morente now wins another corner after the first one was played short. 10 minutes into the second period, and that's 3 good opportunities now that Elche have not been able to take. Header in the first half from Carrillo. A shot from Raul Guti that he sent wide, and that one from Boye. Got to take one of these sooner or later, as a corner is very dangerously played in by Morente to the far post. Vashlik didn't get anything on it, needed the clearance at the far post. Now Sevilla looking to come forward. They've got plenty in this counter-attack, but that's weakly given away by, I think, Navas on that occasion. Now Fidel looking to turn away, finds Boye, who was able to come away with the ball. Could do with a bit more support. Good footwork to find Josema. Tete Morente outside him. Josema sends in the cross that goes straight behind. And that will be the signal for the substitutions. The 3 that we had talked about. Joan Jordan coming on for Ivan Rakitic. Munir, it seemed, I think, saw the number 11 up there, did we? That'll be for Oliver Torres. There's Jordan coming on. And I'm sure it'll be Escudero, the other one, for Acuna. So Oliver Torres will go on to the left-hand side of attack, a position he has played a number of times. He's really more of a central player, but can play in that left-sided attacking role as well. So he replaces Munir. And Escudero is the other one to go off as a straight swap for Acuna at left back. So it's Rakitic, Munir and Escudero off. As here's Raul Guti on the edge of the area. Shot is blocked. Out for a throw. Just to summarise those subs again: Rakitic, Munir, Escudero off. Jordan, Oliver Torres and Marcos Acuna on. No foul there. I think Sergio Gomez got a touch on the ball. Josema with the throw. Headed inside by Carrillo. Comes down to Raul Guti. Plays it back from the corner flag to Fidel. Dani Calvo. Verdu. Barragan. Marcone. Closed down quickly by Jordan. Well worked. Touch from Carrillo for Barragan to send in the cross. Good header away by Sergio Gomez. And there could be a break on now for Sevilla. Oliver Torres gets his first touch to work the pass out wide for Ocampos. Navas going outside him. Now Ocampos again looks to change his feet. He's fouled right on the edge of the area. Calvo is flabbergasted, believes he got the ball. As Ocampos did the little stabbed back heel to change his feet from his right onto his left. He was caught by Calvo and seems to be in a bit of pain as well. Here's the run, and there the challenge. Actually, it was Marcone, wasn't it, who's already been booked, so dangerous moment for him. And seeing it again, he didn't get any of the ball. He's perhaps fortunate not to pick up the second yellow card there. Marcone will now join the defensive line against this free kick. Ocampos a bit shaken up. We saw Suso on the sidelines. He would be the replacement if Ocampos can't continue. May well be a change they're planning anyway. As we reach the hour mark, the free kick will be played in either by Gudeli or Acuna. It's Gudeli and it should have been Acuna. That was awful. The angle seemed to favour the left foot of Acuna, but Gudeli taking it. He was the one who got away with the error a few minutes ago. Boyer robbing him. Couldn't bring him down either. But Vashlik to the rescue. Well, Elche will feel 2/3 of the way through this game that they should be ahead. They've had the better chances, that one that we've just seen. And they've been the better team. But they've not been able to convert their superiority into the opening goal. Change is going to start to come now from the home side. Starting in midfield with Omenuke Umfulu. And that's going to be a straight swap. Well, you know what Fran Escribá is thinking there. Don't want to go down to 10 men. Marcone on a yellow card, and having made that challenge on Ocampos a couple of minutes ago, was probably one more foul away from getting sent off. So that'll be a straight swap in the heart of the field as Omenuke Umfulu comes on for his 14th appearance of the season. Most of those have been off the bench. First change for Elche. Acuna. Gudeli for Sergi Gomez, and now Navas. Down the line for Ocampos. Good run and a good ball finding him, but in the end he just hesitated for too long. Could have cut the ball back across goal there, but let it go, and then the ball ran away from him. It was a decent enough delivery down the channel from Navas. Papu Gomez trying to rob Barragan. Goes back to Badia. Chested down by Boyer, but only straight to Acuna. Gets it back from Papu Gomez. Now the cross comes in, and that's going to be a yellow card for Barragan, who clattered into Acuna as he made the cross. And so a third yellow card of the day for Elche. Barragan joining Marcone, who's since gone off, and Lucas Boyer. Just one thing to note from those substitutions for Sevilla, as we see again that the late challenge, is that Papu Gomez has actually moved into the left wing position that Munir was occupying, and Oliver Torres has replaced him in midfield. So Papu playing slightly higher up the field now. He was involved in that move that leads to the free kick that is going to be taken by the man who won it, Acuna. 5 in the middle and 3 on the edge for Sevilla. Acuña's ball headed away at the near post by Barragán. Long throw into Cordan, who can't get a touch. Runs across goal for Josema to clear. Papu looking for Ocampos. Control gets away from him, and that's a late challenge by Papu Gómez, standing in the way of Tete Morente. He felt it full force on the chest. Clear block made by Papu Gómez. The Argentine making his third start in La Liga for Sevilla after his January move. Ball headed down by Carrillo. Boyer couldn't quite keep it close to him as Cordan steps in. Back to Vashlik, who was put under pressure by Carrillo and stays down here after he made the clearance. Fran Escribá is furious that the free kick has been given against his team. But Vashlik seems to be in a bit of pain, and don't think he's making a meal of it here. He won't be very happy with the pass that he got from Cordan. Yeah, and in fairness to the referee, Carrillo did make contact with Vashlik in the follow-through. Not malicious, but he did almost land on his ankle. And that shows, I think that replay showed us that the referee was right. I can understand the frustration of the home team coach. But Vashlik then will need some treatment to that ankle, and with Bono already out, they may have to turn to the third choice keeper, Javi Diaz, who's been on the bench every week this season but has not yet played. He didn't play last season either. His only one appearance for Sevilla in La Liga came in March 2019 when he played the full 90 minutes of a defeat to Valencia. As we see the fourth change made by Julen Lopetegui. And it's an interesting one with Suso coming on for Navas. It could well be a change to a back three with wing backs now. Ocampos, the wing back, perhaps. We'll keep an eye on that. Either that or Ocampos will be the full back now in place of Navas, but I think it's a change in shape. Yeah, it looks like a back three, doesn't it, for sure. You can see the three defenders there. Gudeli in the middle of them. Sergio Gomez to his right. Rekic to his left. So 3-4-3, if you like, now from Sevilla, with De Jong flanked by Suso and Papu, and De Jong catching Gonzalo Verdu here as he makes the clearance. So the three at the back for Sevilla: Gomez, Rekic, Gudeli. Midfield two of Cordan and Oliver Torres, with Ocampos and Acuña as the wing backs, and then that forward line of De Jong, Suso and Papu Gómez. Lopetegui trying to change things, and they need to, because it's not been a strong performance from Sevilla, who wouldn't be distraught with a draw today. It would be a bit of solidity after their harrowing week of costly losses to Barcelona that probably will certainly put an end to one trophy bid, and possibly two if they were candidates for La Liga before last weekend's loss. Better say they're almost certainly not anymore. And the last thing they need before returning to the Champions League is losing to a team in the relegation zone. So a 0-0 draw would not be a disaster for Sevilla. And we'll see in the final 20 minutes who is prepared to take the more risks in pursuit of victory. It would mean an awful lot to Elche to climb out of the bottom three as Fidel cuts it back. What a chance! And Raul Guti has got the opener. Finally Elche take one of their opportunities to move ahead. It was really well cut back by Fidel, and Raul Guti could not have wished for a better ball to run onto. He made no mistake with the thumping finish, his second goal of the season. A kiss for the cameras and a goal for Elche fans to celebrate, because for now it lifts them out of the bottom three. Just as I was saying how much it would mean to them, Fidel broke free, cut it back. No one was tracking the run of Raul Guti, and the midfielder, who missed a good chance in the first half, kept his composure to strike it cleanly. And Vashlik, no chance. The ball was past him before he was fully into his dive. And so what a big moment that could be, not just in Elche's season, but for all the other teams down at the bottom as well. Raul Guti getting his second goal of the season. The other one came in January against Getafe. That one ended in defeat, but they are 20 minutes away from a massive win now. Elche have not won since mid-February. That was their first since October. It was the first game in charge for Fran Escribá. As Oliver Torres sends in the cross, that's cut out and cleared by Verdu. And here's Raul Guti again. Sends it out for Fidel, who's challenged this time by Gureli. Well, bad news for Alaves and Eibar, who now find themselves below Elche. Elche, with a win, would jump up to 24 points. Eibar, Alaves on 22. Bad news as well for Huesca, who know they can't climb out of the relegation zone this weekend if Elche win. Huesca in action tomorrow against Celta Vigo. Eibar immediately after this one. They kick off in less than an hour at Cadiz. It's very tight down at the bottom. Boye here, cutting it back. Papu Gomez controls and clears. Whacked back by Verdu in a anywhere will do kind of style. So can Sevilla respond now? I said a couple of minutes before the goal, the last thing they want after being knocked out of the Copa del Rey and being effectively knocked out of contention for the La Liga title is to suffer another defeat before they head to Dortmund on Tuesday. But they need to respond. It's been a pretty lackluster performance from Julian Lopetegui's men. We see Josan, who's getting ready to come on. Here's Oliver Torres, cuts it back, can't find Papu, as Tete Morente clears, on by Barragan. And they're able to keep it there as Carrillo, Barragan and Morente combine, and Fulu back to Dani Calvo, and now Josema. Fidel down the line. It's a good ball. Boyer trying to have a run at Ocampos, who slips. Boyer gets it back from Carrillo. Playing with confidence, Elche. They have been the better side today. They do deserve to be in front. Really is shaping into chaos down at the bottom over the next few weeks. So many teams so tight together down near the bottom of the table. As Cunha is penalised for the challenge. And we see the change to be made. There's a straight swap on the wings. It was actually Rekic who went in behind Onreal Guti. Well, Hosan is going to come on for Tete Morente. And Yusuf En-Nesyri will be the fifth and final change for Sevilla. Papu Gomez is coming off. So En-Nesyri will give some company up front for Luuk de Jong. Having a fantastic season, of course. En-Nesyri, 13 goals in La Liga. Elche with the free kick and played in by Barragan. Headed down, and it's off the line, or is it in? Did it cross the line? A half celebration stifled by Elche, and now it will be looked at. It was so unlucky for Carrillo, who got the firm header across the face of goal and onto the base of the post, rolled across the line and hit Vashlik before going out. But did it cross the line before Vashlik scrambled it away? Let's see. There's the header. It's in, is it? That looks in to me. Not a great angle, but that could well be a second goal for Guido Carrillo. That's in, that's in. It's going to be a second goal for Elche. And so Guido Carrillo has just given them another huge lift in their battle against relegation. And there is the confirmation, and there is the celebration. They had to wait to be able to celebrate, but now there's no holding them back. More trouble for Julen Lopetegui. What a horrible week it's been for Sevilla. And I have to say, there is the power of VAR, because there is no way that goal would have been given. In the old days, pre-technology, we would have been wondering, did it cross the line? And then we would have seen the replays and seen, yeah, it did cross the line. They should have had a goal, but it would have been too late. And this is the benefit of being able to get correct decisions. This will be the angle that shows it definitively. Vashlik patting it away with his left hand, but too late. And you've got to say, it was a terrific header by Guido Carrillo. And the other thing that VAR gives us in that situation is that the Elche players didn't need to surround the referee and protest that they weren't given the goal straight away, because they knew it would be checked. So there was the stifled appeal half celebration when the incident initially happened, and then they just got on with the game until it stopped and we were able to look. And so 2 goals in quick succession, and surely this game is Elche's now. Sevilla have got to take that as a kick up the backside to spark some life into their play. As Suso looks for En-Nesyri, his header though does not get the contact he wanted. It's well wide. But it has been a lifeless display from Sevilla, and yes, you can point to fixture congestion, but not really fatigue, in the sense that nearly all the players who started today haven't got that much football in their legs this season. They're mainly backup players. As we see confirmation, it was well over the line. but with the quality that the Sevilla starting 11 has had, the fact that another group of players were in action at Barcelona on Wednesday, I don't think really carries as an excuse for this performance from Sevilla, who, after a really good run of form to start the year, now people will be looking at them and saying, are they vulnerable for the top four? I think the expression on the face of Julen Lopetegui says a lot there. Certainly Real Sociedad will be watching this game and thinking, if we can get the win tomorrow at home against Levante, there'll be only 3 points between the teams. If Sevilla continue in this form, every chance that they'll be caught. Real Betis will be licking their lips as well with their form ahead of the derby next weekend. 10 minutes to play at the Martínez Valero. Sevilla yet to register a shot on target. They've had only really a couple of half chances in this game. Ocampos from the edge of the area, and Papu Gomez dragging a shot wide. Been a comfortable day so far for Edgar Badilla. Given away there by Oliver Torres. Good header won by Carrillo. Now Boye back to Umfulu. Verdu calmly wide for Barragan. Boye. A little careless, but he's fortunate that the deflection off Oliver Torres fell to Umfulu. Heavy control from Carrillo as it's won now by Oliver. Ball over the top. En-Nesyri is in, but he's hit it wide. Best chance of the game so far for Sevilla. Lovely ball over the top, and it was well brought down by En-Nesyri, but maybe just a little too close to him, and he couldn't get a clean connection. There's the pass, certainly not offside. Good first touch. Yeah, he just shanked it a little with his right foot. Wonder if it even came off his shin, maybe. Certainly wasn't a clean connection. Here we see the opening goal where Fidel races away and Raul Guti lost Oliver Torres, and no one from the back line was alert to his run. So he was able to run on unimpeded and thrash it home. That was the opener around 10 minutes ago. Now Oliver Torres carrying it forward well, edge of the box, takes on the shot, and finally Edgar Badilla is forced into a save, a bit more like it from Sevilla, and sparked by Oliver Torres on both occasions. It was his ball over the top that En-Nesyri nearly profited from, and then the midfielder taking on the effort himself, which he had every right to once he got into that position. Couldn't get enough power on the shot. Boye holds it up well. Fidel back to Boye. Good work by Sergi Gomez. Ocampos trying to charge his way forward. He loses out to Josema. And Umfulu back to Edgar Badilla. Calmly out, then Barragan up to halfway. Great control by Carrillo, scorer of the second goal, but then he's challenged from behind by Gureli, and Oliver almost sliding it into the run of Luke de Jong. And this is a big psychological test, this stage of the season now then for Julen Lopetegui and his players. Losing to Barcelona in La Liga last weekend, losing to Barcelona in the Copa del Rey, the 93rd minute goal that saw them go to extra time and eventually get knocked out, losing here against a team in the relegation zone. They're already trailing, of course, in their tie to Borussia Dortmund, so if they go out of the Champions League on Tuesday, and they have to travel to Real Betis at the weekend in a desperate state of form. Actually, other way round. Betis travel to them as much as the journey is in the crosstown derby, but the point still stands of their negative momentum at the moment. And it's funny how quickly things can turn in football, because they had been on such a good run of form. They won 9 games in a row before that loss to Dortmund in the first leg, as Ocampos here badly mishits the cross. And time running out for them. A big game could be on the 28th of April. It's not been scheduled definitively yet, but 28th of April is a provisional date for Real Sociedad against Sevilla. And if the current form of both teams continue, that could be a direct battle for 4th place. Ocampos staying down here under the challenge of Fidel. Just caught the Argentine. Fidel doesn't seem to be too concerned. Now the run of Suso. Holds it up by the byline. Laid back now for the strike. Good save by Badia. Getting down low to stop the powerful drive of Oliver Torres. Suso is held back there, so it's going to be a free kick, and well, that could have set us up for a big finale. Had the shot from Oliver Torres flown in, and great concentration of Edgar Badia to stay alert. He's had a quiet afternoon, but his team needed him there. Really well hit by Oliver, but Badia equal to it. More defensive work needed for Elche now, though. Six, 7 in the middle for Sevilla as the free kick comes into a crowd of players at the near post. I think it was Verdu who got his head on it before it's hooked away. Knocked back in by Jordan. Verdu again away. Comes down now to Oliver Torres. Crossfield from him. Bounces down, and eventually free kick given to Elche. Rekic penalised, and they survive that worrying moment. That glum expression indeed on the face of Lopetegui. Troubled times for the Sevilla coach, and mentioning that game against Real Sociedad in San Sebastian at the end of April, they got a tough finish to the season. They have the if you look at their last 7 games, they've got Granada, which is always a big game for Granada, the Andalusian derby, then Real Sociedad, then Athletic Club, then Real Madrid, Valencia, Villarreal, before they finish off against Alaves, who knows, maybe fighting for survival on the final day. So it's not going to be an easy finish to the season for Sevilla. Good run of Kosan, but the substitute not getting the free kick he feels he deserved. Still only one change has been made by Elche. Kosan, the only entrant to the game from the beginning, and that just shows you how happy Fran Escribá is with the players who started. Here's Ocampos scampering away from Fidel. Plenty in the middle. Cross comes in, headed away by Barragan. Defending for their lives here, Elche. A couple of minutes away from climbing out of the relegation zone, even if it's only for a few hours, because Eibar if they win their game coming up against Cadiz, would immediately jump over them again. They will only be a point behind Cadiz if they win this one. Which looks very much more than likely now. A couple of defensive changes being prepared. Diego Gonzalez and Luismi. But first we'll have the corner to be taken by Jordan. Good header away. It'll come back in again from Jordan. Cleared by Mfulu at the near post and then thwacked further out by the scorer of the opening goal, Raul Guti. Acuna turns away from Josan. Sends in a good cross, and there's one back. And it's the bullet header of Luc de Jong. And as we tick to the 90-minute mark, Sevilla have hope of rescuing a point here. They've got stoppage time now to find a second, and Elche's nerves will be jangling, you know that much. 5 minutes to be added as well. I think that was 5 minutes added rather than a player who's coming off with these changes. Just about onside as he is going to be looked at. I think he was level. Really good header from de Jong for his 4th goal of the season. That's exactly the service he thrives on. Great cross from Acuna. And de Jong sending it right into the corner. They will be reviewing now the lines to see if he'd just gone offside. As we see Diego Gonzalez and Luismi coming on. Boyer is one to make way. It's going to be a back 5 now. Raul Guti is the other. So Luismi will sit in front of the back 5 alongside Mfulu. And Diego Gonzalez goes into the back line alongside Verdu and Calvo. So stoppage time. Fidel. No foul given as he tangles with Gudeli, and Fidel will take it towards the corner flag. Gudeli keeps it in, does he? No, but a goal kick's being given. And Fidel talking himself into the book. It did look to me like a corner, I have to say. If it went out, I'm sure it was Gudeli who took the last touch, which was why he was so desperate to stop it from crossing the line. But there's Gudeli clearly getting the touch. So you could give a free kick for the body charge by Fidel, or you could give a corner. The one thing I don't think it should be is a goal kick. Well, they do get the decision in the end, so the referee made the right decision, but Fidel argued himself into the book in the process. They keep it by the corner flag, and Fidel going down. No foul by Jordan. Suso plays it out, and Sevilla have worked their way out of that corner flag and now will come forward. Couple of minutes to go. Can Elche hold out? Fans of Alaves, Eibar, all the other teams down the bottom will be desperate for a Sevilla equaliser here. And they're going to have to withstand a delivery from Ocampos, who runs into his man, Fidel, who gets the benefit of the doubt there as it's whacked away by Luismi up towards Carrillo. Now Suso down the line for Ocampos, hooked into the middle, dangerous ball, header over the top from En-Nesyri. And Badia had that one covered, but it was a really good cross from a difficult position from Ocampos, running onto the dropping ball. And where was Sevilla showing this kind of intensity for the first 89 minutes? They've responded well, but they've left it too late, almost certainly. Good header from En-Nesyri. Badia was able to let it go over the top. And will that be the last chance? You'd think so, as we're in the last minute now. There's confirmation that Luc de Jong was kept onside by the left foot of Gonzalo Verdu as the cross came in from Acuna. Edgar Badia just wants distance here, get it away from goal. He's not got that much on it, and it's headed forward by Ocampos, but Diego Gonzalez, the substitute, will send it forward exactly where Elche want it. Kosan does really well to win the throw-in, and that should be it, unless the referee's going to add on another minute, maybe for the VAR check on the goal. Time will be up. Sevilla will have to try and work it out from the corner flag again. No, they won't, because it's a foul throw. Is it? No, okay. It's now to be signalled, but we've reached the 5 minutes. Time's up unless an additional minute will be granted to Sevilla. They have to just try and get the ball out of their own half first. They do so up to the halfway line, but then it's won by Fidel, gets away from him, and there's chance for one more attack. Gudeli, play continuing. Ocampos, plenty of red shirts forward, but that's going to be easy for Edgar Badia, and that's going to be it now for sure, because there is the final whistle, and Elche can celebrate a huge win for them. It's their biggest of the season, without doubt, so far. It is their 5th win of the campaign. It's their first against a prestigious team like Sevilla. Raul Guti is named the king of the match after getting the opener. That was swiftly followed by a second from Guido Carrillo. Sevilla struck back very late with the header from Luc de Jong, but they'd left it too late, and they fall to another defeat to continue what has been an awful week for them. But Elche are looking upwards. Since the arrival of Fran Escribá, they have gained a lot of confidence, and today they've gained 3 points, which takes them out of the relegation zone. Full time at the Martínez Valero. Elche 2, Sevilla 1. Gained a lot of confidence. Well, we can see